I built 2 campaigns last night. And it was interesting. I sent a screenshot to someone else and I was like, oh, what do you think of this, like, as a layout as a campaign? She was just like, it was Loz. And she was like, fuck, you do just walk the walk, hey. I was like, oh, what do you mean? She's like, how many people out there actually use the exact model that they teach?
Man.
Like,
I think that's our greatest asset. That's what I said yesterday in the programming workshops. Like, this is how I build programs.
yeah. Yeah. So I literally like opened.
It's great.
So this has taken probably 2 weeks of contemplation phase, a week of pre-contemplation, and then maybe 10 days, 14 days of actual action of getting stuff done. I've really had 2 days to work on it. And then lots of my education stuff has been around kind of building this new thing.
Mm.
So when I sent that and she said it, I was like, fuck, what did I even do?
Mm.
So I identified, okay, what outcomes do I want in terms of how's this going to work? How many, the product involves calls. How many of them can I commit to? How's that going to look in my week? Is this a viable thing for me to do? And then what's the upside going to be? Also, like we talked about either 2 podcasts ago, I think we talked about like the downsides.
Yeah.
It's like, what's all of this going to cost?
Yeah.
In terms of time, in terms of commitment, in terms of stress, in terms of whatever else we have going on. What's it going to take away from all of that? Cool. This is where it all funnels down to, yes, happy to make those trade-offs. Let's do it. Then I sat down with the Value Compass. That is for free on the website right now. And it just wrote down, right, who's this for? Who is this going to be? So it's a service that's going to be for owner-operators.
Yeah.
And then it just went from there. It was like, okay, what age group? 35 to probably 50. So they got kids, they got family, they got mortgages, they got businesses. They're time poor, making good money, but don't have a life. Cool, their health sucks. Then I went, all right, now I need 100 pain points. Did the 100 pain points fucking 6 o'clock in the morning waiting for a flight. Here's the pain point document. Bang.
Yeah.
100 pain points written out. As I wrote the 100 pain points, the ICA slowly changed.
Yeah.
And I got a really clear idea of like, okay, this is who this needs to be.
Mm-hmm.
And I went from a program that was going to be like a purely business, let's bring up your God doc and your budget and your whatever, to a you're fucking miserable.
To a more...
Here's how to be not miserable. Basically.
It's going to involve a lot of other things as well.
Yes. It's like, I'm a coach. Why would I not fucking
lean into
training, nutrition, sleep, fucking all of that shit.
Yeah, fucking earth.
So that evolved, and I was like, fuck, okay, so this is so far, that's week 3, stand-up PT. Just like literally just working my way through the course myself.
Yeah.
Then went back to the Value Compass. Okay, so what I came up again with that health area. It's like, okay, well, what are the 5 areas that all of these pain points fall within? Cool. That's the core of my business. This is what I do.
Yep.
In what order am I going to roll that out to get the best results with someone? Put them in that order. Didn't make a sexy 5S or master method. I haven't got there yet. It's just headings.
Yeah.
Played out all of those 100 pain points into their categories, and then went, cool, what do I need to do to solve them? What have I got to have? So I plan to have 10 workshops to like Q&A kind of calls, one-on-one. So what are the most important workshops that I need to actually teach to do it? Mm-hmm. So now I've got a service based specifically on the person, based on their exact pain points that I know takes them from where they are to where they want to be.
Yep. Done.
I was just like, okay, so this is all I have to do is stand out. And I don't want to make this an ad for stand out, but so in this guy's situation who's like, fuck, I'm panicking, or I can't move forwards, or I want to go online or whatever, people miss this whole process of like, what's the first thing you need to do? Who's it for? What are their problems? And do you actually have a service that solves them?
Yeah.
So did all that. Then it was like, okay, cool. What I'm actually going to do is like more of a pre-sale drive than build it and sell it.
Yep.
So get everything set up, start putting out content the content creation will actually help create the course. Once the course is built, then I can open the spots. But throughout that, I've got a way of like pre-registering your interest.
Yeah.
For a course that's going to launch later on. So yeah, I opened up our campaign creator. I was like, cool. It's this long. It's just going to be on the pillars. I made it 10 weeks. What posts am I willing to commit to? So I had the blog, short form video, a result, a carousel, and a result. And a personal insight lifestyle. So it's 5 per week. And I did that when I did the campaign. I did it for my coaching and I did it for the new program as well. Just like, boom, done.
Yeah.
Okay, so now all I have to do with all of that done is just simply execute those 5 things.
Yeah.
Every single week.
Yep.
And I think, like we said, personal trainers get caught so much in I need clients now without any of that information. It's like, where do you have to go back to the phone, right?
Yeah. And they also operate on the flip side of that when they don't have clients. So they have the polar opposite mindset when they have the clients though. So it's not, when you have clients, you don't act like you'll ever need them again.
Yeah, correct.
And then when you need clients, you've never acted like you needed them in the past.
Yeah.
Until you need them. So it's like, that's a really hard mountain to climb, man.
Yeah. I put a checklist up on the story yesterday. It's like, if your lead sources are down, have a look at the last month. How much valuable content have you created? How many problems have you solved? How much free work have you done? How many people have you helped? And then just have a look at that and see if it was the same as when you were getting leads. I posted it because it was me. It was like, I haven't put out any real value-based content for my coaching business since LJ was born. Because I haven't sat down and actually thought
about what's
the campaign, what's going out, what can I commit to every week, from the start, what do I enjoy creating? The thought of producing cool, like Hormozy style videos, I'm like, fuck, shoot me. Like, to do it, I'd have to just record it and send it to an editor.
Yeah.
So, yeah, can I execute it consistently? And I know in my head that's a 6-week commitment before it gets traction. So if you're like, I need clients tomorrow, you need to have that 6 weeks behind you, not ahead of you.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. That's just it's the same mentality that we say all the time. Like, you have to play the game of small business all the time, but you just spin. Like, you either spin this wheel like faster because you needed to, or if you don't need that wheel to spin, like, you turn that one down and you're spinning, this other one.
Else.
And as soon as you stop spinning a wheel, it's like, it's not as easy. You can't just spin that wheel and the momentum picks back up. It's like, it's a slow wheel that has to keep, building momentum.
Yeah.
Yeah. You just can't drop the ball on it.
Yeah. Do you still use the campaign concept?
Yeah, absolutely. So I will put another campaign together, and it will solely be it won't be actually targeted at getting clients or building the email list or anything. It's going to be solely just the helping component of it. And it'll be like for just like future, like reputation
when you do need them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'll actually the way I'm going to go about this one is it's going to be something free that's going to give impact straight away that they can follow and do for a period of time. And then what I'm actually going to do is then touch base with them and ask them how they went with it.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah.
And it's like, if they need personalization from it, it's like, cool, do you want to talk about how we could do this further? Or if it's just like, I haven't started it yet, it's like, cool, do you need help getting started? And I'm actually going to go with that route and see how that goes. Yeah.
We got the question last week about like giving away too much. So what we're talking about with the campaign stuff is usually it's centered around it's either, you can call it a lead magnet, you can call it a product for prospects. Like, it's something that you're going to give to people that don't know you well enough to buy from you yet, that builds enough authority, value, and like perceived worth.
Yeah.
That then they will pay you.
Yep.
So I think the same traps people make with their content, they make with these. So I had a call with another trainer last week. Really good physique, trains really hard, super dedicated to her own training, consistent with content, but there's no message. There's just no clarity of like...
Just content.
Yeah, it's like some Gen Pop people here, some you being super jacked, and just sort of like no real tangible, like, I don't really know what you do sort of thing.
Yeah.
And I just sort of, I was like, have you ever made a resource? Have you ever directed anyone to something? She's like, oh, I've been thinking about making a glute guide. And I was like every other fit influencer.
Yeah.
And she sort of just was like, oh, I'm like, dude, you have massive delts. Your main goal at the moment is massive quads. So why are you trying to give away a free booty program to the 19-year-old that's going to the gym just to have rounder glutes when you're a weapon? You train hard and you're saying you want people that train hard. You track, you do this, you do this, you do this, you do this, and that's who you want to work with. They don't need a glute guide.
Yeah.
And she was like, oh. Like, yeah, so what do they need? What do they actually want?
Yeah.
And that approach that you're taking is just like, how do I just help heaps of people?
Yeah. Yeah.
So if you take that point of view, whether it's a PDF, a video series, a program, of whatever it is, if you at least approach it from a position of, I don't care if this doesn't sell anything. If someone uses it, it works.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's such a better approach than...
Yeah, I mean, you can do other, like the campaigns we think we spoke about, like they all can have a different intention. Some can just be to stack your email list.
Yeah.
Some can be actually to physically get in front of someone and talk to them to sign them up for coaching.
Yeah.
I think you just need to be very clear with the intentions of it.
Yeah.
And then it makes the production of it and what happens afterwards very easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the key to it is just can't be generic.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I think Kayla's is really good. Liana's doing similar, like the build concept. I think that's fucking great.
Yep.
Because it's just like people are so afraid or we're so metric led. It's like what gets the most likes, what gets the most people to look at a thing.
Yep.
And not outcome centric enough.
Yep.
So it's like how many of them buy is the point I'm trying to make.
Yeah, I
It's
get
like, cool,
it.
you probably get more downloads with a glute program. But are they the people you want to train? And are they people willing and able to pay?
Yeah. Yeah. It's also a good way to, because we were talking about before when we went for a walk, like a lot of the coaches that we work with at the moment just don't have the status. So if you make all of these lead magnets that are really directed at this specific type of person, honestly, man, even if no one downloads your magnet, if they're seeing muscle building cheat sheet, shred system, this bulk Bible, how to, some form of lat training fucking guide or whatever.
Josh has got the 140 kilo bench press one. That's fucking so specific, man.
Exactly.
It's mad.
So if people see all of these, just these pieces of content and these resources coming out, you're starting to build that status and reputation irrespective of whether people are actually consuming the resource itself.
Yeah.
No different to when we were writing the articles, and you always use that example of like the people were like, oh, I saw you write articles, and you're like, which one do you like? And they're like, I didn't read them.
Yeah.
It's the same concept. It's building authority.
Yeah.
Irrespective of whether they're consuming the actual content. And then you've got the added benefit of people who are going to take the action because they're in that stage of change to do it.
Yeah.
And then you got someone who's like maybe further down the line who's going to take action and then continue on with the CTAs after that.
Yeah, I think that also is what stops heaps of people.
Yeah.
So like working with a company I specifically have in mind, their first one did horribly.
Yeah.
I think they got 2 downloads.
Yeah.
And like decent brand, full book of clients, like 2 trainers doing really fucking well, and it got nothing. Turned out they didn't really post a CTA either, which didn't help.
It's hard to know if it exists if you don't let them know. Yeah.
But even the second one was still real slow burn.
Yeah.
But all of a sudden, after 6 to 8 weeks, it was like, oh, fuck, my online coaching's full. I need to go over here and do this now. And I was like, so it worked.
The hardest thing is the CTA.
Yeah.
to the actual guide.
Yeah. Yeah, just being consistent with it.
Absolutely, because
Yeah.
you it's in the forefront of your mind for the first week because
Yeah.
you're excited,
Yeah.
and then the second week you're like, fuck, like, maybe do it once or twice,
Yeah.
and then after that you're like, it's dead.
And the first time you posted it, no one clicked on it.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, I actually think so funny, like not really that related, but kinda. We probably our most successful campaign on Fit got the most downloads because I used the CTA in all of the videos that we created.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then we just stopped doing it.
Yeah.
And we just stuck with Instagram.
Yeah.
But then like every video that I made on YouTube
Yeah.
had go get this guide.
Yeah.
And we got like 300
Yeah.
downloads in a
It's
month.
the same on Learn, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So fucking idiots.
We're not always smart. Yeah, it's like stop spending money on marketing.
If you have a
Watch.
campaign,
Yeah.
make all the content out about the campaign. So this leads back to like, walking the walk and leading the way we implement it.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure at that time we didn't actually have the campaign created. We just made the guide and just figured it out.
Yeah.
And I think I was just
have a
implementing
structure
it.
yet.
I was trying to bring, I was playing catch up
Yeah.
because I think I implemented the campaign creator after that.
Yeah.
So I guess if you have a campaign and you have a product or a magnet that you're giving away for free, like all of these things should be a flow-on effect of that. You make these short-form videos that are for the magnet. So at the end of the video, you're like, if you want more, go get this.
Yeah.
And I think that just it all cohesively just complements itself.
Yeah. I think the